pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I have a roll call of supervisors, please? Supervisor Belsky, Celebrate Maurer, and Grady are excused. Moving on to citizen comments. Any citizens wishing to speak, please step to the podium, state your name and address for the record. You have 5 minutes. Any citizen comments? Any citizens comments? Seeing none, citizen comments are closed. Moving on, announcements. The chairman, I want to make the board aware of in resolution number 75 tonight. It states, there was a typo, it says the town of Summers, it should be the village of Summers. It has been amended on our website and the resolution is correct. If any supervisors have any issues with that. I have no other comments. I'll move on to supervisor reports. Supervisor reports. Supervisor Decker, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Planning, Development, and Extension Education Committee met last week, Wednesday. Obviously, we have several items on the agenda, but there were two things that we took up in the committee that will not be seen on the county board floor today. They are a conditional use permit for Irving 1 LLC, Country Thunder East LLC, to allow country music festival with an assembly over 5,000 people. And we continue to work with the festival to improve traffic flow and signage. A certified survey map in relation to the comp plan amendment and rezoning for New Life Bible Church. So those we took up, but will not be on the agenda because those items don't come before the full county board. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Decker. Supervisor Nudo, you have the floor.
Thank you. The legislative committee at the meeting tonight, we had a discussion on a couple resolution which they should be coming to the board next month.
That's it, sir?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Supervisor Gaschke, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As a member of the Mental Health and AODA board, I'd just like to make the county board aware of a training opportunity coming up March 10th and 11th. This is the crisis intervention training. It's a 2-day, 16-hour training to help know how to better interact with and help people living with mental illness. So this is especially helpful for social workers, teachers, emergency room staff, security personnel, corrections officers, group home staff, etc. Sadly, about 1 in 4 people experience some type of mental health crisis at some point in their lives. And I was able to do this training myself about 4 or 5 years ago, found it to be very helpful. And I would encourage other supervisors to check into this. Again, it's the CIT, Crisis Intervention Training, March 10th and 11th. Or you can also make that known to people within your district that would also benefit from it. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Gaschke. Clear the board. Any other supervisor reports at this time? Seeing none, moving on, County Clerk.
Ordinance 1 reading 13 from the Planning, Development, and Extension Education Committee, an ordinance regarding New Life Bible Church, owner Tracy B. McConnell, agent, comprehensive plan amendment, Town of Randall. Decker, yes. Poole, yes. Nordigan, yes. Skalitsky, excused. And Rodriguez, yes.
Thank you. Supervisor Decker, you have the floor.
Move ordinance 13.
Thank you. I have a motion by Supervisor Decker to second by Supervisor Poole. Supervisor Decker.
Thank you. This property is located at the southeast corner of County Highway F, 87th Street, and County Highway P, 388th Avenue. The comprehensive plan amendment would allow an amendment to the adopted land use plan map for Kenosha County 2035, map 65 of the comprehensive plan from governmental and institutional to governmental and institutional and suburban density residential. The Town of Randall recommended approval of the request.
Thank you, Supervisor Decker. Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ordinance passes.
14, from the Planning, Development, and Extension Education Committee, an ordinance regarding New Life Bible Church owner, Tracy B. McConnell, agent, rezone, Town of Randall. Decker, yes. Poole, yes. Nordigan, yes. Skalitsky, excuse, and Rodriguez, yes.
Thank you. Supervisor Decker, you have the floor.
Move ordinance 14.
Thank you. I have a motion by Supervisor Decker and a second by Supervisor Nordigan. Supervisor Decker.
Thank you. This property is the same as ordinance 13. The rezoning would allow for the land division of 2 single-family residential lots, and the Town of Randall recommended approval of the request.
Thank you. Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ordinance passes.
Resolution, one reading. 64, from the Finance and Administration Committee, a resolution authorizing the conveyance of property located at 307 Highway Z, Twin Lakes, Wisconsin, to John Prill, parcel 85-4-119-212-1020.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Rose, yes. Frederick, yes. Gantz, yes. Wamble, yes. O'Day, yes. Kubicki, yes. Poole, excused.
Thank you. My apologies. Supervisor Rose, you have the floor.
Mr. Chairman, I would move the resolution on behalf of the committee.
Thank you. I have a motion by Supervisor Rose and a second by Supervisor Ron Frederick. Supervisor Rose.
The committee reviewed the proposal to convey the property to Mr. Prill. He qualifies under the terms and conditions of the ordinance recently adopted by this board, known as County Ordinance 3.635, authorizing the conveyance of the property in Twin Lakes to Mr. Prill by quitclaim deed upon payment of the delinquent taxes, interest, penalties, and costs incurred by the county. He meets the ordinance criteria. The committee recommends that you adopt the resolution authorizing the county to convey the property to Mr. Prill.
Thank you, Supervisor Rose. We have some discussion. Supervisor Rodriguez, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Is Mr. Prill here with us tonight?
Yes.
Can I ask that he come to the microphone?
Mr. Pro, could you please step to the, right here, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Prill, I'm not going to ask why your property taxes weren't paid for the last several years here, but I do want to make something very clear for myself and possibly for some of the other supervisors. Yourself and another individual came to the county board asking for your properties back, and we went through great lengths and spent a lot of time to redo the ordinance. As I'm sure you know, this is a one-time offer. I'm happy to support it tonight, but I want to make myself very clear, and I think I speak for the other supervisors and the other taxpayers throughout the county, you need to pay your taxes on time.
Yes.
Every year, you don't get to skip a year. This is a one-and-done deal. I was very opposed to the ordinance change at first until the committee made it so that this is a one-and-done deal. I'm not going to make you promise us or do anything like that tonight. I'm not going to go out of my way. I don't care what the reasons were in the past. Please be sure to pay your taxes on time every year. That's all.
Anything else, Supervisor Rodriguez?
No.
Thank you, Mr. Prill. Supervisor Noodle, you have the floor.
Thank you. I'm going to make this pretty quick. The last meeting, I believe, or when we passed this ordinance, I was pretty much against it. I still believe that it was the wrong thing to do it. However, once we passed it, became into law, and for that reason, I'm going to support this resolution now.
Thank you. Seeing no other discussion.
Okay.
There's been a roll call requested. Yes, if you are in favor of Resolution 64. No, if you are not. Resolution passes unanimously. Moving on.
65, from the Finance and Administration Committee, a resolution to accept and utilize Wisconsin Land Information Program grant funding for Kenosha County Land Records Modernization Project activities. Rose, yes. Ron Frederick, yes. Gantz, yes. Wamble, yes. O'Day, yes. Kubicki, yes. Poole, excused.
Supervisor Rose, you have the floor.
I would move the resolution.
Thank you. I have a motion by Supervisor Rose and a second by Supervisor Gens. Supervisor Rose.
This is a routine style of resolution accepting grant money and thereby amending the county budget. This is for the amount of $40,000. It is to be utilized by the for the under the Wisconsin Land Information Program for our utilization as set forth in the resolution.
Thank you, Supervisor Rose. This is a budget modification where we will have a roll call. Yes, if you are in favor of the resolution. No, you are not. There doesn't seem to be any discussion on this. Supervisor Nudo. Thank you. Resolution passes.
66 from the Finance and Administration Committee, a resolution to appoint Nancy Kemp to the Kenosha County Library System Board. Rose, yes. Ron Frederick, yes. Gantz, yes. Wamble, yes. O'Day, yes. Kubicki, yes. Poole, excused.
Thank you. Supervisor Rose, you have the floor.
I would move the appointment of Nancy Kemp.
Thank you. I have a motion by Supervisor Rose and a second by Supervisor Kubicki. Supervisor Rose.
Ms. Kemp's qualifications and attendance at the library board were reviewed, and she was found qualified. She attended 14 of 18 meetings, 4 of which were excused, and we recommend to the board that her appointment be approved to the Kenosha County Library System Board.
Thank you, sir. We have some discussion. Supervisor Nordigan, you have the floor.
Yes, I'll be abstaining from this vote due to my wife working for the library system.
Okay, thank you. Let the record show Supervisor Nordigan will be abstaining from this vote. Seeing no other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes.
67 from the Human Services Committee, a resolution to appoint Rebecca Dutter as the Director of Kenosha County Division of Aging and Disability. Grady, yes. Celebrity, yes. Rodriguez, yes. Berg, yes. Mauer, yes. Belsky, yes. Nudo, yes.
Since Supervisor Grady is not here, Supervisor Berg, you have the floor.
I move Resolution 67.
Thank you. I have a motion by Supervisor Berg and a second by Supervisor Nudo. Supervisor Berg.
This is for the hiring of Miss, where are we at? The appointment of Rebecca Dutter. She has been extremely loyal to Kenosha County as she's worked for us since 1999. 99 to 2005 as an investigator, and 2005 to current as a supervisor. She obviously has large shoes to fill in Laverne Jaros, but she has unanimous support from the Human Services Committee.
Thank you, Supervisor Berg. Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution passes.
68 from the Human Services Committee, a resolution to reappoint Mr. Ronald Frederick to the Kenosha County Commission on Aging and Disability Services. Grady, yes. Celebrity, yes. Rodriguez, yes. Berg, yes. Mauer, yes. Belsky, yes. Nudo, yes.
Supervisor Berg, you have the floor.
I move Resolution 68.
Thank you. I have a motion by Supervisor Berg and a second by Supervisor Rodriguez. Supervisor Berg.
This is for the reappointment of Mr. Ron Frederick. This is the other Ron Frederick that lives in Ron Frederick's district. Again, this is a reappointment. He made 20 of 21 meetings, and it was unanimous.
Thank you. Seeing no discussion on this resolution, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution passes.
69 from the Human Services Committee, a resolution to reappoint Mr. Gary Preston to the Kenosha County Commission on Aging and Disability Services. Grady, yes. Celebrity, yes. Berg, yes. Mauer, yes. Belsky, yes. Nudo, yes. Rodriguez, excused.
Thank you. Supervisor Berg, you have the floor.
I move Resolution 69.
Thank you. I have a motion by Supervisor Berg and a second by Supervisor Nudo. Supervisor Berg.
Again, reappointment for Mr. Gary Preston. He made 19 of 21 meetings, and it was unanimous on the County Human Services.
Thank you, sir. Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution passes.
Resolution 70 from the Human Services Committee, a resolution to reappoint Mr. Juan Torres to the Kenosha County Commission on Aging and Disability Services. Grady, yes. Celebrity, yes. Rodriguez, yes. Berg, yes. Mauer, yes. Belsky, yes. Nudo, yes.
Thank you. Supervisor Berg, you have the floor.
I move Resolution 70.
A motion by Supervisor Berg and a second by Supervisor Rodriguez. Supervisor Berg.
Again, a reappointment for Mr. Juan Torres. It was unanimous on the Human Services Committee, and he made 15 of 21 meetings.
Thank you. Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution passes.
71, from the Judiciary and Law Enforcement and Finance and Administration Committees, a resolution 2020 Wisconsin DOJ NCS-X Implementation Assistance Grant, funds to support costs to implement a different crime reporting statistics method. Judiciary and Law Committee, Boyd Frederick, yes. Uhas, yes. Wamble, yes. Rodriguez, yes. Celebrate, excused. From the Finance Administration Committee, Rose, yes. Kubicki, yes. Wamble, yes. Ron Frederick, yes. Gentz, yes. O'Day, yes. Poole, excused.
Supervisor Boyd Frederick, you have the floor.
Move Resolution 71.
Thank you. I have a motion by Supervisor Boyd Frederick and a second by Supervisor Rose. Supervisor Frederick.
Yes, this is a Department of Justice grant for $24,650 along with joint services. This software is to report new reporting crime statistics. There's no matching funds from Kenosha County. It's just a grant.
Any discussion on this? Seeing none, this is a budget modification, so a roll call will be requested. Yes, if you're in favor of the resolution, no if you're not. Resolution passes.
72, a resolution from the Judiciary and Law Enforcement Committee to approve the appointment of Lieutenant Horace Staples to serve as a member of the Local Emergency Planning Committee. Boyd Frederick, yes. Uhas, yes. Wamble, yes. Rodriguez, yes. Celebrate, excused.
Thank you. Supervisor Boyd Frederick, you have the floor.
Move Resolution 72.
Thank you. I have a motion by Supervisor Frederick and a second by Supervisor Wamble. Supervisor Frederick.
Lieutenant Staples has been an outstanding member and has made 6 out of 6 meetings.
Thank you. Seeing no discussion on this resolution, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution passes.
73, from the Planning, Development, and Extension Education Committee, a resolution regarding the appointment of Steve Bostrom to the Kenosha County Land Information Council. Decker, yes. Poole, yes. Nordigan, yes. Skalitsky, excused. Rodriguez, yes.
Thank you. Supervisor Decker, you have the floor.
Move Resolution 73.
Thank you. I have a motion by Supervisor Decker and a second by Supervisor Poole. Supervisor Decker.
This resolution would appoint Steve Bostrom to the Land Information Council until December 31st, 2023. This position, or this seat, must be filled by a realtor, which Mr. Bostrom is. The Planning and Development and Extension Education Committee reviewed this item at our February 12th, 2020 meeting and recommended approval.
Thank you. Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes.
74, from the Planning, Development, and Extension Education Committee, a resolution regarding New Life Bible Church owner, Tracy B. McConnell, agent, comprehensive plan amendment, Town of Randall. Decker, yes. Poole, yes. Nordigan, yes. Skalitsky, excused. Rodriguez, yes.
Supervisor Decker, you have the floor.
Move Resolution 74.
Thank you. I have a motion by Supervisor Decker and a second by Supervisor Nordigan. Supervisor Decker.
Thank you. This is the same property as ordinances 13 and 14. The state requires a resolution from the Planning and Development and Extension Education Committee and an ordinance from the Full County Board to amend the comprehensive plan. This resolution will allow an amendment to the Kenosha County Comprehensive Plan for a change from governmental and institutional to governmental and institutional and suburban density residential. The Town of Randall recommended approval of the request.
Thank you, Supervisor Decker. Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes.
75, from the Public Works Facilities Committee, a resolution to repair the County Trunk Highway L rail highway crossing with the tracks of the Union Pacific Railroad in the village of Summers, Kenosha County. Elverman, yes. Franco, yes. Belsky, excuse. Skalitsky, yes. Nordigan, yes. Gashke, yes. Uhas, yes.
Thank you. Supervisor Alverman, you have the floor.
I move Resolution 75.
Thank you. I have a motion by Supervisor Alverman and a second by Supervisor Franco. Supervisor Alverman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If Resolution 75 and the following 176 look familiar, they are. We passed similar resolutions several meetings ago, contacted the Railroad Commissioner in the past 6 weeks and asked about the progress, and were told they were working on it. And then when Mr. Arbit contacted them just recently, they said they had changed their format, that they wanted our request. We had to redo, do a different template and format for the Railroad Commissioner. So these were passed by this county board just recently. There's a slightly different wording in 75. If you remember correctly, we have to do this, so the Railroad Commissioner will then contact the railroad company, and they will be told by the Commissioner to repair these crossings. So I would ask again for your approval.
Thank you, Supervisor Alverman. We have some discussion. Supervisor Gens, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. What happened in the time we passed it the last time till now?
We
I
were-
mean, didn't they notify the right?
They didn't notify us. Mr. Arbit contacted them to ask what the time frame was on it, and then he was told that we were working on it. They were working on it. When he contacted them again, they said, we need this reworded. So we're asking for the same thing weeks later.
But you said that when we get it to the commissioner, all he does is send it to the railroad. Did he not send it to the railroad last time?
Correct. He wants our request to him redone to the commissioner.
Okay, was he gonna let us know, or?
I think Ray will be on it pretty hard.
Okay.
Anything else, Supervisor Gens?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Any other discussion? Not all those in favor of this resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution passes.
76, from the Public Works Facilities Committee, a resolution to repair the County Trunk Highway E rail highway crossing with the tracks of the Union Pacific Railroad in the town of Summers, Kenosha County. Alverman, yes. Franco, yes. Belsky, excuse. Skalitsky, yes. Nordigan, yes. Gashke, yes. Uhas, yes.
Supervisor Alverman, you have the floor.
I move Resolution 76.
Thank you. I have a motion by Supervisor Alverman and a second by Supervisor Gashke. Supervisor Alverman.
This is the second in the same situation as Resolution 75. So, same thing occurred. I ask for your approval so we can get this slightly reworded copy to the Railroad Commissioner.
Thank you, sir. Supervisor Gens, any questions?
No, I heard it all before.
Just curious. Seeing no other discussion on this, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution passes.
Communications 39, communication from Tammy Caputo on the establishment of donation policy for the Department of Human Services.
Refer to Human Services.
40, communications from Andy M. Bueller regarding future items scheduled before the Planning, Development, and Extension Education Committee.
Refer to the Planning, Development, and Extension Education Committee.
Approval of the February 4th, 2020 minutes by Supervisor O'Day.
Vice Chair O'Day.
Motion to approve as amended.
I have a motion to approve. I have a second. Second by Super. Excuse me?
There was an amendment made and it was sent to you.
Yeah, via email.
Did you get it? Okay.
All those in favor of the minutes as amended, presented by Supervisor O'Day, favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Minutes are passed. I have a motion to adjourn. I have a motion by Supervisor Nudo and a second by Supervisor Rodriguez. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you.